Title of the video: the unexpected flop of lazarbeam's video game. I don't even like. I remember bits of like the promotion, but like I don't think anybody played this game that I know, and like at all. But yeah, all right, let's get into it.
lazarbeam's video game could be the next Fortnite, but with only 10 people playing at any one time, and comments.
Wait, it's only running 10 players. What? What? No way. No way, only 10 players are still on this game. Bear in mind,
Calling it the worst game I've installed, something clearly went wrong. It all began with this tweet here. I am making a game. I ain't telling you anything yet. The most liked response gets a skin in the game. Wishlist the game on Steam so you can test it with us. Mr. Fresh Asian had made a similar tweet, attaching a short trailer giving their fans a sneak peek.
I remember the hype back then for this game. It actually looked good. It seemed fresh, it seemed fun, and it seemed interesting to me. Like, genuinely did.
Gentlemen, introducing your new world boss.
See, it actually looked like an interesting game.
On Steam showed graphics like Fortnite, which made total sense.
It looks nothing like Fortnite, bro. It looks... It seemed like the the cliche, basic, like, shooter game of its time.
As this is what they're combined over.
Like Rocket Royale or some shit, if anyone played that.
Over 30 million followers already played and naturally enjoyed.
World boss, guys. Blannon and I love this game. We've been working on it for a while.
God, chapter 3, season 1, man. What a time.
With us.
Can't wait for this game. Looks like lots of fun. Hyped for the game, can't wait. This game is about to be the new Fortnite.
Bro,
additionally, it was being developed by Australia's largest video game developer, who'd clearly done an incredible job when they'd finally released the open beta. Players found it to be a mix of Fortnite and TF2.
This is 2021 as well.
Players are dropped into an arena and have to kill other players to move up the ranks. Upon reaching first place, you're given the role.
It looked like such a fresh game coming out, man, because I don't think I've seen anything like it. I don't think a lot of people have seen anything like it, and it actually just looked interesting.
World boss who has extra health and armor, although everybody now knows your location.
See,
the
that seems
gameplay
good.
showcase
That
gained
seems fun.
200,000 views, implying loads of people would be rushing to install it. Naturally, lazarbeam and Fresh also began to promote the game. Fresh posted 2 dedicated videos, totaling north of 3 million views, whilst lazarbeam filmed the game with Lachlan before officially promoting the game's release. I spent 365 days making a game.
Alright, that's World Boss. Obviously, it's still early access on Steam, but try it out. Give us your feedback.
Having added another 5 million views worth of exposure, the game seemed guaranteed at least moderate success. Comments read, since you guys are popular, you guys will instantly have a popular game.
Yeah, that's a good point. But the thing is, though, I know they said they were making a game, but then Sonny just said that what's it called? That they were using the biggest gaming developers in Australia. So did they make the game, or were they just the publicity of it?
For whatever reason, this simply didn't happen. Despite almost 10 million viewers learning about the free game, it achieved an opening peak of just a little over 1,000 players.
What?
The month after it was 800, then 300 the month after that.
They had 200k people who were watching like the videos. Like, no, wait, no, more than 200k. They had like millions of people who saw this game and only 1,300 peaked. Oh my god.
And clearly had some problems. Of the hundreds of negative Steam reviews, most mentioned the game's poor graphical performance. One user wrote, this just feels like a laggy Roblox / Fortnite
That's
clone.
what I said.
I can only run 45 FPS on an RTX 3080, whilst another said I have an RTX 2080 and I get 40 to 60 FPS when fighting. Lowest settings. The game is not optimized at all. Getting terrible FPS was a universal problem, as was the game's constant unexpected crashes.
But see, like, if they had charged for the game, it'd be a different story. I'm not gonna lie.
The game's early problems were best summarized here. I mean, it's pretty fun, but it needs a shit ton of work done to it. There are so many bugs that are real easy to fix. You guys should have done more work to it before release.
But that's
These
the
reviews
testing
were
of it.
acknowledged and rectified.
We got mixed reviews on Steam because the game kept crashing, but we fixed it.
However, later in the video, lazarbeam experienced more bugs of his own.
My RPGs aren't firing. Look away, look away, look away.
Joking that the game is perfect and nothing is broken. Despite this, the
was a
game
mess.
was now crashing less frequently, which should have helped it retain a player base. Judging by reviews such as it'll be a good game once they fix all the technical issues and bugs. However, even after
I
these
agree with
problems were solved, World Boss was still
Guys, keep an eye on the future. Keep an eye on the future. See what we can do then.
rapidly bleeding players, as the gameplay itself also had many issues. It gets boring quickly, and I don't get anything out of the gameplay. This game gets boring way too easily. The gameplay
not
is
have game
somewhat
modes?
okay at first, but gets repetitive quickly. Sadly, the game
What, so
seemed
they
to
just-
lack any meaningful variety.
Did they just not have game modes for it? What the hell?
The official Twitter page even joking, my favorite thing about World Boss is probably how unique of a game it is. I mean, how often have you seen guns in a video game? Guns, truly pushing boundaries. The game lacked meaningful
Wait, it's an IO game. Oh, bro, get out.
objectives or worthwhile
It's literally
goals to
called
work
World Boss
toward.
_
Becoming
IO.
World Boss was
Not
the only
.io.
primary target.
The objective was really to just be World Boss and just have an HP buff, and that's it.
And people complained that even this was too difficult to be fun. 99.99% of games you join are almost 15 plus minutes in, and you spawn with over 500% less health than every
What?
other player. I spawned in with 1000 health. The World Boss, who's supposed to be the best, has over 7.5k health. What a legit joke. To put me
Well,
in
not really,
5
that's
straight
the-
games at level 1,
Yeah, but you can't really say that because that's the point of the game. You have to kill, like, obviously you're gonna have to probably third party like a kill, but then you upgrade and you get better. I don't agree with that review.
when the World Boss and 4 plus other players are
And what my opinion is what goes.
level 15 plus, with 5 to 10x my health is laughable. As a result, players completely ignored the
good.
World Boss and just tried to fight each other.
Instead of everybody teaming up to take down the World Boss, people would just avoid fighting the World Boss altogether and just keep fighting amongst themselves to level up.
Which kind of made it a mediocre shooter with no real advantage over other similar games. Another issue
was it on
was that the
PS4?
mechanics weren't intuitive. For example, when Fortnite was first released, you could watch someone play it for less than 5 minutes and have a decent understanding of the entire concept. With
That's
World
true.
Boss, however, even after watching many different videos and playing multiple rounds yourself, the concept and objectives
Should we do a deep dive real quick? Should we see if it's still on Steam?
are still pretty foggy. It seems the only thing that did work well was the World Boss in-game item shop.
Oh, that's
Despite the
fair.
fact that the game launched in a broken and unfinished state, it had full-on microtransactions on day one.
Good to know
God.
that despite the terrible condition this game
So
is
is it a cash
in,
grab?
they prioritized adding microtransactions over playability. Obviously, this wasn't really Fresh and Laser's fault. However, their promotional activities weren't perfect either.
So-
For example, when World Boss first came out, Fresh hadn't made a video in more than half a year, and returning specifically just to promote the game wasn't exactly the greatest look. The thing is, Fresh quit working on the game and quit gaming in general, and lazarbeam just clearly gave up after that.
Yeah, because
Like,
I remember he made this video and like 1 or 2 videos got put out that I saw of it, and then after that it just went radio silent. Like if I was to make a game, I'd only be playing it for like a good while until I really know that it is dead and nobody wants to play it.
Laser only ever made the one video about it, and perhaps sold it a little too casually for something they'd spent so much
Wait, you only made
time on.
one video,
5 months
bro.
after they
Get
opened
out.
early access, the game was down to 160 concurrent players, at which point
160.
lazarbeam appeared on Impulsive. When the game came up in conversation,
Really? Logan Paul? Logan Paul is the guy we go to when we talk about a failed video game that talks about microtransactions more than anything. Get out.
Lazarbeam talked about it being a difficult business.
What about World Boss?
That is cool. That is cool.
Like, bro.
Games are tough. Games are very tough. Games take years, and like we're still developing it.
Mainly owing to extreme
But then
competition.
why
The
release it?
response is really cool and people really get behind it, but at the same time, when you're competing with Fortnite, you're competing with Call of Duty, you're competing with all these massive games, like it is a process.
Yeah,
to
and you're an
compete. I think
IO
the basic
game.
game's great and we're getting there. It's just, with gaming, it's just so hard to just nail it.
Laser further added,
To get people addicted to playing your game is like a very difficult task.
So hard.
So I can promote it as much as possible, but it's like they're not gonna endlessly just play it because I say, hey,
Yeah.
play the game.
Yeah, but your
promoting
influence
a
matters.
video game being extra
Your influence
hard,
matters,
as you
man.
can't promote
Like-
it in every upload like Feastable.
Like in my oh god, why are these on screen? But like when you promote a game, you don't just make one video on it. You like go through reviews to make sure that what you're doing is affecting the game. Have your voice heard. If you're the main promoter of this game, you should promote it, make sure everyone is happy with it, and always find a way for it to get better so you can eventually be up there with games like Fortnite, Call of Duty and stuff. You can't just, because it's another Splitgate situation. Splitgate 2 on release, everyone was excited for it. Splitgate 1 was a great game. But as soon as they, realized that it was just shit, they took it off. Like, yeah, they're coming back, but that's good because now I've taken into account as a consumer of the game that you're taking the game back to work on it, to improve it so people can enjoy it again. And that's what they should be doing.
or Prime. Being unable to thrive without constant promotion, the World Boss player base only fell further. However, the game's full version release had the potential to bring it back to life. That announced that everything is changing in World Boss 1.0 with a brand new map and an actual objective in each game. Lazarbeam was hyped about the new updates, which had reignited the interest of over 100,000 people. However, again, for whatever reason, this simply didn't translate into actual players,
nobody cares.
with the official release barely making an impact. That very same month, PlaySide released their yearly financial report, announcing losses of 5.7 million. That side, there is a risk that new title releases are not received in a positive manner by the market, or generate the anticipated level of player engagement. This can lead to lower than expected revenue, possibly referring to World Boss. PlaySide therefore accepted that it could be saved.
They definitely lost so much money on this game. It's unreal.
And completely stopped updating the game. The official Twitter and Instagram were both abandoned, whilst Laser and Fresh both stopped talking about it. This dropped the player.
It feels like a pump and dump, bro. Is that just me? It feels like what's it called, Crypto Zoo, but they actually just kind of had a game. That's it.
Base lower and lower, to the point of being unable to fill a single lobby, creating a brand new game-ending problem. No one plays this, it's all bots. Every single lobby is just bots. Lobbies are entirely bots if you can connect to one.
Now, I'm not accusing them of putting fake players in the game, but like 90% of these people feel not real.
Each lobby needs at least 14 players, which the game rarely has at any one time. Therefore, in every single game, you're just versing 13 other bots, who are so incredibly easy to beat, you can get hundreds of kills with just a couple deaths. My first game, I got 185 kills. Love it. Against bots. These lobbies are so unchallenging that once you get World Boss, you can just stand still and have the entire lobby spraying you without it barely having an impact on your health. The current state of the game is best summarized here. The so-called players are bots, and the game is way too easy, and it's pretty shit.
Alright, W video by Sunny. We need to react to him more on some older videos.